And welcome to the TG Salon series. Today we're here at the Integrity Salon Spa, formerly known as Dame's Hair Studio. Today we're actually going to talk about straightening natural hair and how to do that safely, making sure you do not end up with heat damage. And we're also going to talk about the importance of shaping. Shape is very, very important, especially if you want volume and big hair. It also helps with the actual styling when it comes to wash and goes. Today's stylist is Brandi Patterson, the owner of the salon. Hey, Brandi.
Hi, Karen.
This is actually my first time in Alabama, so thank you for having me.
Welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Yes, yes. And we have Ayana, model for today.
Hi.
And Ayana is actually your client.
Yes.
She's your real life client.
She's my real life client.
And today we're actually going to straighten.
Yeah.
Yes.
Straighten Ayana's hair today.
Okay. Ayana, how do you feel about that? Are you kind of afraid of straightening, or is it something that you do often?
Honestly, I'm not afraid of straightening my hair. Well, I don't do it on my own. Let me just back up. I never do it on my own because my hair is so thick, so I always entrust Brandi to do my hair. I've had it straightened. That's the way that I transitioned, was through straightening. So throughout the whole process, Brandi has always maintained my curl pattern. And I've never had any loose stray strands or anything since my big chop, which was 2 years ago.
Oh wow, 2 years?
Yeah.
This is 2 years of growth. Wait, was it like a real big chop or a halfway chop?
It was a real big chop.
Okay.
A real big chop. It was.
Wow.
A halfway chop, but a real big chop.
So this is like your child. This is your baby.
Yeah. It has grown. This is my flower.
Your flower.
You planted a seed and it has grown. A whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. And of course, the shrinkage is real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is just half of what she actually has, you know, what we can see.
Yeah, so do you have like any general tips as far as if someone who has natural hair, naturally coily or curly hair, is there any way to prep for straightening on their own, like what they should do at home before they come into the salon, or is it just coming in and letting you do your thing?
To be honest, it's coming in and letting me do my thing.
Okay.
We don't really have a prep talk beforehand before they come into the salon because I try to make sure that I do all the prepping for them. And when it's my regular clients, most of the time their hair is already taken care of, and I know and I understand their client. But if they're coming in for the first time, we still don't necessarily just have a prep talk. I just make sure I take the necessary precautions to make sure that we're not compromising their curl pattern.
Okay. And any kind of myths that you want to kind of get out the way, because there are a lot of myths out there about straightening hair, how you shouldn't use a certain degree of heat or certain tools that you shouldn't use, anything that you want to kind of just put out there?
I will say that if it's not properly done and it's overly done, then there's such thing as heat damage. Okay,
yeah.
Heat damage can be caused, but what I don't want is for textured clients and natural clients to be afraid to use heat. It's just how often. You don't want the irons up to 450 trying to straighten your hair. And as well as, it's all about preparation. It starts from the beginning, from the shampoos, the conditioners that you're actually using, to the styling products, all the way to the end. That's going to help protect the hair from heat. But mainly, it starts with moisture, which is going to be a big part of what we're going to be using on Ayana's hair today, as far as the moisturizing shampoos and moisturizing conditioner, because that's usually when you find that a lot of people have heat damage. It comes from the lack of moisture in their hair.
Right, it has something to do with like elasticity.
Yes.
It's almost like a dry sponge.
Pretty much.
You can crack it in half if it's not wet or moisturized.
That's it. So, the main thing is just about preparing the hair, making sure the hair is properly moisturized, and then just kind of loving the hair, caring for it, not just tearing it up with the dryer, not just going over the hair a million times. If it doesn't get to where you need it to be, then you have to realize, one, this hair is more textured. So if it's not as bone straight as some people want it to be, then you have to kind of embrace it and realize that, okay, guess what? We're going to straighten it, but we're going to embrace as well that it's not going to be as straight, and I'm not going to flat iron one piece 5 times to get it that straight. If you can't achieve it, then you just may need to seek other options. But it's just all about caring for it, just knowing that, moisture is going to be the key, whether it be in straightening the hair or when in curly or texture style. So now we're going to start on the shampoo and conditioning part, which is one of the most important parts to me, because this is where we're actually going to receive moisture. within the hair and making sure we're prepping the hair for the service that's going to be received. Okay, before we actually go into just shampoo, and I always consider my first shampoo is my rinsing. I try to make sure that I rinse the hair really well just to make sure we're removing any buildup or product that is on the hair, as well as just giving the hair a good clean slate, as well as hydrating the hair with water. Okay, because water is what's going to actually help to hydrate our hair as well. After we have thoroughly rinsed in what I call my first shampoo, just rinsing the client's hair and making sure that we remove any buildup, we're going to go into the first shampoo, which is going to be the Design Essentials Naturals Almond and Avocado Moisturizing and Detangling Sulfate-Free Shampoo. Okay, this shampoo is going to gently cleanse as well as add moisture to the client's hair, which is, once again, the most important factor in making sure that the client remains the integrity of her hair, the integrity of her coils, and making sure that she doesn't receive any heat damage. You want to make sure that the hair is properly moisturized. The thing is about both the shampoo and the conditioner is that it not only adds moisture, but it actually cuts down on detangling time and the process of the whole shampoo day. You know, a lot of people pick Sundays or whatever day that you choose to be your hair day, and they find that a lot of times that detangling take up a lot of time for them. So throughout the process of the shampooing, it is going to actually cut down on the detangling process as well, because you're actually detangling the hair while you're shampooing the hair and conditioning the hair as well. Alright, so the next step will be, after we've towel blotted her with a microfiber towel, which is a little bit more gentle on the hair, we're going to use the HCO leave-in conditioner, which is a blow drying agent as well. So I'm going to spray this on Ayana before we actually go into the blow drying process. Alright, so on to our next step is going to be the sectioning and detangling. And pretty much, like I said before, the almond and avocado shampoo and conditioner, it is moisturizing and detangling shampoos and conditioners, so it has already helped us out a whole lot. So it's going to cut down on our detangling time. I'm going to section Ayana's hair into 6 sections. A lot of times it's 4, but because her hair is so dense, I just choose to do it in 6 sections, and then we'll go into subsections once we start to blow dry. Chopped off 2 years ago, and this length and the shrinkage game is real. It's real. So, yeah. So do your thing with the flat iron, and I can't wait to see the finished results. You know, Tammy, I want to say this too. Yeah. When we're talking about the shrinkage game is real, just the fact that we're talking about heat damage and preserving the curl pattern. You saw in the beginning that her curls were really, really tight. And she does just about 2 weeks. Did you come about 2 weeks ago to get your hair flat iron? She came about 2 weeks ago to get her hair flat iron, and then before that, it was 2 weeks prior to that. So that was like, you know, 2 weeks, not back to, well, every other week, back to back, which this will be her 3rd time. And I don't recommend doing that for everybody because you have to know your coil, but just stating the point that her curls did return, and she had already had. Yeah, and that's usually the main concern. Will my curls come back? So if you've always made her curls pop back in, I'm sure this is why you're still sitting in the chair. So
So this is the final look. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Seriously, and it didn't even take that long, actually.
It don't take a long time.
Yeah. How do you feel? I mean, I know you've been, you know, she's already hooked you up.
Yeah.
But seriously, how do you feel though?
I mean, you walk out feeling like a different person, of course. Yeah, you can transition from one look to another, so it's like a totally different look. So I love it.
And how long do you usually keep your hair straight before you come back or before you wash it and go back to the bouncy coils?
At least 2 weeks, unless the weather is horrible and it starts to revert, then I'll just go ahead and wet it and let it recool.
Well, thank you so much, Brandi. This looks amazing. You were amazing, both of you. And thank you for helping us and giving us tips on how to properly straighten natural hair.
Yes, ma'am.
Without messing it all up. So we're actually going to see you at the Visions Beauty Natural Hair and Health Expo March 12th in Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Yeah, so if you are in the area, you can definitely come in and see Brandi and the other stylists featured. So that should be exciting.
Yes, at the Natural Hair and Health Expo this year, there will be a pop-up salon where people can sign up prior to, and they can receive services such as you all have seen today, a silk press and other texture style as well. So, which is going to be exciting because you're actually able to sign up beforehand, and then you'll meet with the stylist on the day of, and they'll be able to achieve any look that you can possibly have achieved, as well as get product knowledge about the products that they're using on your hair so that you can take home with you.
Well, thank you again, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching the TG Salon series.